Hi, roses. I'm Rosie, the psychic reader at the Psychic War, and roses are red. Violets are blue, but I'm actually reading the energy, not just riding the waves like some people do. If that's something you can connect to, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and watch the playlist. The playlist is called Expansion and Release. Is it? Yeah, this is the last reading for this playlist, and then I'm gonna move on to a new playlist. I'm just gonna do a week of one specific playlist. So it's Expansion and Release, and this is a reading for Libra. So Libra, you're looking down the barrel of a black hole. And earlier, I downloaded this quite a while ago, so I'm reading this energy now. It could be something you were dealing with a while ago, but recently I saw someone saying you're looking down the barrel of a D hole. So everything is becoming sexual for some reason with this playlist, but I feel like it's important that you just ride it out. If this is I don't know. I did it again. Okay, so we have Bossy here. I guess when it comes to sexuality, you just kind of had to be strong because there are rapists on the streets who want to take control of your sexuality. So you do have to be the boss of this energy, even if it's like it's immature. The level of the sexuality is immature. But you have to be dominant. You can't. It's like no funny business now. It's not funny. Because I feel like for some people it's like that's funny. But I don't know. There's somebody who skipped some steps. Like you could have been really intelligent as a child, but because you skipped so many steps, now it's like you're a big kid. Like you didn't have time to develop and grow and get into arguments and resolve conflicts and whatever. Like you could have just been separated because you were smarter than everyone else. So they put you, I don't know, this is specific for some people, but they could have put you in a different group where everybody is smart, and it doesn't mean anything to just be smart. Like you do have to engage and be part of the community with people who don't understand nothing. You have to be able to explain things. You have to learn how to explain things, and you have to have patience for people. Like I feel like whoever this is for, like you were separated from people who weren't like you, and now like maybe you separate from people who are like you because you consider them to be obnoxious and unpleasant. But it's like you just learn how to separate from things you don't like, but you didn't actually learn how to tolerate things you don't like, because maybe someone realized they don't like nothing. And I feel like that's the vibe of this next playlist, because that's the energy we're getting into. Like I really feel like I'm about to dig into this vibe of, first of all, whoever this is, they don't want nobody in their business, so that's why I've been avoiding it. You have tough here and weak in reverse. So I feel like on either end, like even when someone expects you to be weak, you're still strong. You're like, I'm the opposite of weak. I'm the opposite of weak. So nobody can get you from any angle. And maybe somebody is tired of that. So that's what we're about to get into. Like this weakness is not going to be you being a victim. It's not going to be you being, I want to say like pull back in some way or stunted in some way. You still going to have the ability to grow, but somebody does need to go backwards. This needs to happen. It's been happening in this playlist. Like someone skipped a step. They don't want to move back. Somebody is like a medical student or a doctor. That's the highest thing I think of. You could be a judge. I don't know who's watching this, but what's the top? Like the president. So this is somebody who's on the top of the mountain, but it's something going on with that foundation that needs to be analyzed, and they just don't want to go down. Like if it's a positivity, like somebody is happy and they don't want to look on the ground and see what all this sadness about. What is all this sadness about? Because it's not your business. But at the same time, I feel like it's so scary. Like you're looking into a black hole and well, maybe you don't know what's on the other end. But it could be the scariest thing on Earth. It is the scariest thing in our universe. It's a black hole. So you have 8 of Cups here, and it's the ascension of Jesus. Like someone wants to rise above and never look down. And I definitely feel that vibe, but I do feel like it's necessary to go back and check what the step was that was make somebody feel like they're stupid. Like, I'm better than this. I'm above this. This is kid stuff. This is child's play. But there are ways you can make it into something intelligent. Like, just looking at things like everything is kindergarten or everything is preschool, or even just analyzing the quantum mechanics, like the tiniest aspect of a situation. Because I feel like someone is hanging on your feet. Like, someone is, that's basically what I'm getting at. Like, is a parasite that you've got to go and remove it from you, because it's clinging to you and it's not going to go where you're going. So that's the vibe here. But the fact that you're looking into a black hole, who else was it? He has since passed away. He was in a wheelchair. Wheelchairs kept coming up. Stephen Hawkins studied black holes, and I know, who knows what they had, if that had anything to do with his physical disabilities. But there was a time where I used to think like Stephen, I don't know if it's like Stephen Hawking, but I used to always catch myself balled up in these fetal positions. Like, when I was in school, I used to, like, I don't know if this is too much information, but it seemed like every other minute I had to catch myself from going into this deep thoughts, like super deep thoughts. And I was just like being balled up in a knot. And I'm just like, why the heck am I sitting like this? Like, let me sit up straight. But the knot was so intense, like Stephen Hawking. I'm just like, yeah, I'm thinking really smart thoughts right now, but look at my body. My body needs to be sitting up straight. Anyway, I don't know. Somebody could be dealing with that. So what this ascension is like, a higher self, straight posture, your body is in alignment, you're not all tied up in knots, because there's something wrong with that. It doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter if you get A's, all A's on your test. If your body is tied up in a knot, there's something wrong. So I don't know, it's like, with this card that's coming out clarifying this and why this funny card is here, I don't know where the humor is. I'm not feeling like it's funny, but this could be something humorous about it. Like, maybe maintain your sense of humor, because it's going to be funny at some point, or just lighten up maybe. Because looking into a black hole, you think there's no light in there. It's really dark and is attracting you, like, and there's no escape from it. So that's a vibe, like maybe lighten up, let go, detach. And then Jesus is talking to Mary, and Martha is serving the guests, and she's really upset that Mary gets to talk and chill, basically. But Mary is learning from Jesus. This is a student of Christ. So I don't know who's who with this energy. Like, if you're the one that's serving, you're walking around and getting exercise, basically, it's all good. There's a place for everybody. Just like gay people have a place, even if they're not whatever. Okay? It's a place for everybody. So you have Night of Candles. Yeah, because there's something here, like something unpleasant about being tied up in a knot. And I'm so serious when it comes to this energy. I'm not going to say who I'm looking at right now, because I don't want to call this person out. But it was an interview between a popular person and someone who was interviewing him. The person who was interviewing him was clearly a homosexual. And he was bouncing all around, like moving his body and shaking his hips and doing all this stuff. But it was so clear. And the other guy he was interviewing was like balled up in a knot. Even though he's the popular one and he's the one that was on the show, he just, like, he couldn't stand none of it. Like, it was just intolerable for him. But the guy was bouncing around like RuPaul. He looked like he was getting more exercise, and he was like clearing the air, like he was keeping everything positive. This is coming out like there's a place for everybody. Everybody's doing the Lord's work. That's the vibe I'm getting, because I was like, I came here to hear what this popular person has to say, but the interviewer has way better energy. Technically, his vibe is higher. He's making me feel good about myself, like I need to get up and do something, live life. Continue to love God. This other guy is like, I've seen some dark things and it's just not what you think, and it's all leading to a black hole, guys. We're all gonna get sucked in. So I don't know. This weakness is coming up. Like, I feel like there's a weakness on every level, and it's okay to feel weak. You could be around some people who think they're so strong. I keep getting this vibe, like tough guys. They can't cry. They can't feel sad, because then everything that they've done is going to cave in on them. All of their negative thoughts, negative feelings, they're their own biggest bully. So you could be hearing that around you, possibly, or maybe you grew up in a home that was like that, where it's just like you're going to get attacked if you show any signs of weakness. But in a real world, a real healthy, positive world, in a perfect world, I feel like the weakness is, there's so much strength there. Like, there's so much strength in just being calm and confident and knowing who you are. And let's move on. I feel like I'm going to get a couple more cards with this energy, because I don't feel like I'm really going to get to it exactly in this playlist. But let's just get a couple more cards, and then I'm going to move on to the next playlist. Because it's still something that people need to really accept. Forgiveness here sets you free. This looks like a barbed wire, and I'm seeing birds flying a lot. Barbed wire was coming up in the last playlist, like someone getting caught in a barbed wire. I don't know if the parasite is, if that's you or someone else that's clinging to you, but there's energy like it's a hug, like almost like hug this person. Like, go down to the place where this person is clinging to you and give them a nice warm hug, because they're afraid of something. That's the only reason why they're in your energy. And instead of you empathizing with them, feeling like, yeah, I'm afraid too, or it's okay to be scared, because it's not okay. You got to toughen up. But sometimes being tough doesn't mean breaking down doors. It's just not that deep, and it doesn't translate in that way. Sometimes being scared means breaking down doors. You have sacred sexuality. I'm glad that came out, because this whole playlist was very sexual, had a lot of sexual undertones, and it's sacred. That's what I'm getting. Like, maybe that's why it's being funny. Because it's something that gives you joy, something that you laugh about, not like a hooker on the street, like getting money to pay the rent. Like, things aren't always that serious when it comes to this energy. So I don't know who that's for. Let me know if you're resonating with this vibe here. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next playlist.